As Alfred E. Newman, the face of Mad Magazine, used to say, "What? Me worried?" Hello again, everyone. I'm Eli's dad with Project Eli, where we educate, lead, and inspire. And today I'm talking about Mad Magazine. It's no longer around, but boy, when it came out, I would run to the drugstore to get the latest copy. Very, very funny, made for kids, and there was some adult humor in there as well. But today we're not going to be talking about some humorous stuff. We're going to be talking about this COVID-19 virus. And it's essential to point out to everybody that there are three types of viruses. One type of virus is one where you get it, you suffer you go through your rehabilitation, like chickenpox, mumps, measles, and then it goes away, and then you can never catch it again because you've built up antibodies. The second type of virus is one where you get it and you don't get rid of it. That would be a virus like the AIDS virus. And then there's the third type of virus that you get where you build up some antibodies, you get rid of it, but the antibodies go away. So it's kind of like getting a cold. All right, you get a cold, you build up the antibodies, you get rid of it, but you can get another cold again, can't you? Okay, and I know there's different strains, but you can get the same cold again the next year because your antibodies have waned and it doesn't allow you the protection that you would like to have. That's what's happening with this COVID-19 virus. Recently, I just saw an interview with Tom Hanks. He and his wife both fell victim to the virus, went through it, had some body aches and pains. They both had different symptoms, and they both have symptoms, not symptoms, but they both have, like Tom Hanks has type 2 diabetes. His wife Rita had breast cancer surgery, and so they're prone to getting things like this. And they were told that, okay, they got rid of it, they're back to normal, but the antibodies that they have are beginning to go away so that they can fall victim to this virus again. So they're very susceptible, just like everybody else. And that's a cause for concern. That's something that we have to keep in mind here in America and, frankly, throughout the whole world. So what's the worry? All right, well, there's some significant worries. You know, the people in charge are not taking the steps necessary to curtail this thing. And do we have some proof of that? Well, a couple of things of proof. One, on a national scale, is that the Prime Minister of Canada was invited to the White House for a little summit, I believe with, and I'm not positive about this, but I believe with also the President of Mexico, was invited to the White House, and guess what? He ain't going. Why would he go? People around in Trump's close orbit are catching it. The Secret Service, people that he knows, perhaps his future daughter-in-law. I mean, there are people that are right around him that are catching it. He's not wearing masks. There's concern. I'm the Prime Minister of Canada. Hey, I don't want to catch it. People from Canada don't want, they're on the border the same way as, we're, quote unquote, building a wall to prevent the people in Mexico from coming here. People in Canada want to build that same wall against us because we're not taking care of business. So that's one on a national level, but I want to tell you a little bit about on the local scene. You know, people that know me know that I'm not particularly a car guy. Let's say I've never even changed my own oil. So I know nothing about cars. So one of the things that's very important to me when I live in a particular neighborhood is to find the car mechanics, excuse me, that are going to do a super duper job. So I found one very close to my home, half a mile away. So I could go, drop the car, I could even walk home, and very, very convenient. Here's the problem. These guys are really, really good. And I'm not the only one that discovered them. So what happens is people from all over the area come to these people, and it's like you got to get there at it's like waiting in line to get tested. You get there at 6 o'clock in the morning, hope, whatever, to get in line so that they can service your car. Excuse me again. Well, that gets tiresome because you know you're waiting and waiting and waiting. And then I found out, they told me that they have one of their people in the family, in the same family that owns it, was starting a brand new car repair service, but it was like a couple of miles away. Well, I thought to myself, it's a new business, there's not going to be a lot of people in line, and boy was I right. When I first got there, I get there, hi, how you doing? They're friendly, they, you know, obviously they're looking to build their business. You know, I told the guy, hey, you do a good job, you got a loyal customer, I'll come to you whenever I need something, you know, and regular checkups and so on and so forth. All right, and the guy smiled, shook my hand, said, yo, 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 let's go. All right, and the people are doing a great job. Well, I had to go yesterday again to have something done with the car. And when I got there, my goodness, the place was busy. I guess people are discovering that these people are very, very good also. So I got there, you know, right when they opened, and the guy says, well, can you come back in about an hour and a half? I said, no problema. So I come back an hour and a half later. The guy, you know, takes my car right away. And of course they got the waiting area. What I was having done was going to take maybe 20 minutes, half an hour, so I figured I would just wait. So I walk in, I'm of course wearing my mask, and there's about 5 or 6 people sitting there in the quote-unquote waiting room. None of them are wearing masks. Now I can understand the car mechanics, they're out, you know, where I live right now, it's like the 90s every single day. So I can understand the car mechanics who are away from us, you know, working on the cars, they're not wearing masks, it's unbelievably hot. But the people sitting in an air-conditioned room, not wearing masks, puzzled me a great deal. So, you know, I wanted to say something to these people. I wanted to say, where's your mask? You know, there's 50,000 new cases every day. Where is your mask? You know, what's the story with this? And it bothered me a great deal, and I want to say something, but I don't know these people. And here's the other thing. These were not people in their 20s or 30s. There was an older couple there, and when I say older, keep in mind, I'm not a puppy myself. They're sitting there in the chairs, the wife is like falling asleep waiting, and both of them are sitting there. These are the people that are the most susceptible to catching this disease. Where are your masks? It's a simple thing to do. And then there were a couple of other people there that were in their, I don't know, I guess, you know, it's hard for me to judge age, but they were probably in their 40s. Neither of them were wearing masks. Oh, goodness. Awful. Where is the mentality of people? It worries me. So then later on I went to the library, which has recently reopened, and when I went into the library, I saw, you know, as we recommend that you wear a mask, but it's not mandated that you wear a mask in the library. Why not? This is a public place. People need to be wearing masks in there. And that's because the state government, now I live in Indiana. Indiana is not a hotspot right now. As a matter of fact, it's doing better than most of the places in the country, but the numbers are starting to rise. And I'm saying to myself, hey, do you need to be a fortune teller to see what's going to happen? People's mentality is not there. It's not there. Now, the name of my auto repair place is called, and you know what, when you're thinking about something, everything around you starts to relate to that. We've talked about that before, having singleness of purpose. Things that were ubiquitous to you that you didn't notice before become relevant to the issue at hand. When I went to the car place, you know what the name of the car place is? Toto or Todo Auto Repair. It's like, we do everything auto repair. When you take the word Toto, it is to do. To do. What is to do? How simple is it to put on a mask? How courteous is it to protect other people from your potential germs? Why aren't people grasping the basics in Todo completely? I'm worried. I'm worried because I'm right now in a state where there's not a big issue, but when I see all the people in the library that are there, sitting there reading books on the computer, so on and so forth, when I see them, nobody's wearing a mask. When I see the people in this car repair place waiting, nobody's wearing a mask. I say to myself, what do you think is gonna happen? It's gonna spread. People are indoors not wearing masks. Why? Please tell me why. We need to develop a consciousness above and beyond a consciousness. We need to develop a legal mandate requiring people to wear masks so that we don't end up like New York was, like Los Angeles and Houston are, like Florida is, because this virus is going to overtake all of us. We're in a crisis situation, and then your choices become limited because the crisis rules you. You don't rule the crisis. And because we will never end a meeting on a philosophical note, please wear your mask. Let's get out there and charge! I'm Eli's dad.